Hey y'all, and good morning. Well, we have been having 2 days of really torrential rain, so I wanted to come out here this morning and check on all of my flowers. And then we're also going to be doing some flower projects today, which I'm really excited about. But let me show you guys how the hydrangeas are looking after our couple of days of really heavy rain. So we went about 2 weeks with no rain, and then the last couple of days we have just had really hard rains. So they're looking pretty good. You can see we've got some of the lower branches that are kind of flopping there, but some of our ones that are really nice, strong, woody stems, and these are our limelight hydrangeas, they're doing really well. This one over here seems to be doing really good. Not too much flopping there. And then over here, a little bit of flopping on this one. And this one's doing pretty good. So you can see those nice, sturdy, strong stems. This one over here, this is the one that we moved this year. So it's a little bit behind on growth than the other ones because it's kind of resetting its roots, but it's doing good as well. Our hibiscus are doing gorgeous. Look at it, it's just like smiling at the sun. And this is what its little seed pods look like. And you can let these dry up and you can actually grow these little hibiscus from seed, because we had one of them that came up by itself over here. It's gotten eaten by Japanese beetles, but look at that. So if you just let those little seed pods dry out, you can grow more of these beautiful, beautiful hibiscus. It looks like something ate a little heart out of it. It's like a perfect little heart. Yeah, but I think overall, everything's doing well. We've been treating our supertunias with BT once a week for those budworms. Our graceful white Gara is doing good. So I just kind of wanted to give you guys an update on how everything's looking. So let's go up here to the front porch and I'm going to show you all of our pretty flowers that we're going to be putting in the ground today. And I'm super excited about it. Our containers are doing good. I moved them back down here. Had to put them up on the porch when it was so hot. Okay, so I know we're in the shade a little bit, but hopefully you can see that enough. So these are plants that I picked up when I was at Garrison Farm and Garden. And they are in Cornelia, Georgia. They are a proven winner's destination. And so neat to go and meet Carrie. So if you haven't watched that video, please go back and like it and go and follow her on all her socials. They are a very sweet family on their 3rd year of their garden center. So this one here is the Luminary Prismic Pink. Now I already have the Luminary Opalescence, and this is the phlox. But as you can see, it's kind of defoliated when our temperatures got really, really hot. I had it in the full sun, and so it lost a lot of its lower leaves, but it's still really, really pretty. Look at that. So I'm excited to get this one planted in the ground. And then also, this is a hardy geranium. This is the Boom Chocolata hardy geranium. And also, it's already had its flush of blooms, and they're a really pretty purple color. So anyway, so this one we're going to get put in the ground, but I love the color of the foliage on this one. It's kind of like this dark green with almost like this tint of brown, and then the stems are brown. So this one is deer resistant. I don't believe that the phlox is deer resistant. Then I got those at Garrison's. I also picked up some supertunias when I was there, so I can show you guys where I've got those planted in the landscape. So I had to go ahead and get those planted when I first got home. And then over here we have, this is what I just picked up at Lowe's. This is the graceful pink Gara. So I've done the white Gara, but I've never done the pink before. But I think that's really pretty. I like how the stems are really dark green, and then they've got like little tinges of red on them. It'll be interesting to see what these look like in the fall, but I love the white Gara. And we have the white Gara over through here, and then we have it in the back. We also have some over there as well. So let me show you guys where we've planted the super petunias that I got from Garrison Farm and Garden. Our zinnias are holding up pretty good from all of the wind and rain. This one over here is a little wanting to flop over a little bit, but it's from the wind that was coming through, so I might have to come over there and get that and staked up a little bit. But I think they look really pretty, and our grass is desperately needing to be cut now because it has had so much rain on it. Look how long it is. It's kind of hard to cut the grass in the rain. Yeah, but the zinnias are doing really pretty. So let's go ahead and get those plants in the ground. So we're over here at the bunny barn, and our angelonia is looking really pretty over here. I love how it looks with that white siding of the barn. And then our verbena, they're kind of going through a little lull right now, but then they'll, they kind of have that where they'll bloom out and then they kind of go back and then they'll bloom out again, but they're doing really pretty. I love how these look. So pretty. I wonder if we have any vegetables today in our little kitchen garden. We're getting distracted before we do our planting. Oh, yep, we have one little squash over there. And I think the deer have came in here and eaten my tomato. Oh my goodness. Guys, those are the worst. Oh, and look at our zucchini. They're starting to bloom. This plant has gotten so massive. Look at that. That is just one plant. It's taking over my poor pepper. And these marigolds are supposed to be dwarf. I think the seeds must have gotten mixed up because they are definitely not dwarf. They are so big. Okay, so we're going to be working over here at our berm. So we've already added a couple plants over here, and there's a little butterfly. So I want to add some more plants to this because we're going to have this whole area that we can plant up, which I'm really excited. Then as we go over there, we'll get more shade. But right here, as you can see, we get sun in the morning, and then we get a little bit of sun in the afternoon. But our woods over there pretty much block the sun from this area, so that's pretty nice. And we're having to do things that are deer resistant because guys, I have the deer over here. So I will be your guinea pig and let you know how these things do with the deer. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to put some of our pink Gara in here, and then we're going to do our Boom Chocolata Hardy Geranium. That's such a cute name. So we're just going to continue filling out this area. I love how these leaves are kind of like, remind me a little bit of the same color because they have that darkness to them. Really pretty darkness. We're over here on this totally stoked riptide. It's got a lighter color green. And these are so neat. They close up at night and then they open back up when the sun hits them. It's such a neat plant. So then over here, our drops of Jupiter oregano, you can see it's almost starting to bloom, but that's going to be purple. El Nino Catalpa is pink. And then the meant to be Queen Nectarine, she is kind of a peachy orange color with a little bit of purple in her. So I think these are going to go really good, and it'll kind of add that movement that we need over here because this plant here is pretty solid. That one's very solid. So we just need some of that movement to add over here in this little berm area. So I think I'm going to leave this space open here for maybe something bigger. I think that would look nice. This one here is going to get 24 to 26 inches. 24 to 26 inches. So it's about the same size as the totally stoked riptide. But it'll be a neat, pretty color to have something different over here. That'll look pretty. And then we'll add our little garas around. Nice pop of pink. Okay, so I have everything laid out. So we're going to put one of our graceful right garas here, and then we're going to go over here and put our Boom Chocolata Hardy Geranium, and then we're going to put another one of the pink garas here, and then we're going to put a pink gara here. So let's see what that looks like when we step back. Yeah, I think that's going to look really, really nice. Okay, so I want to show you the difference in some of these augers that I'm using. So this is the 7-inch auger by Power Planter, and it's got the heavy duty tip. And the reason I'm showing you guys this up close is because I've had some people ask about them, and they kind of get a little confusing. So 7-inch heavy duty tip. This is really good if you have hard or clay soil. So that's what that little tip is there for. And then over here, this is the Laura Edition Power Planter auger. So you can see she doesn't have as many of the, I don't know what you call these little, the fluting or whatever you call it on the side. So it makes it a lot lighter. It does have a tip, but it's not that heavy duty tip on it. It actually has a lot of gunk on it right now. I need to clean off. So this one makes it a ton lighter. Plus, it's got a long handle on it, so you don't have to bend down as much. So this one is good for like this size pot. So this is the 5-inch Laura Edition. Now this one over here is the 7-inch. So this one is good for this size of pot. I think that's a 2-gallon pot there. So either the 7 or the 9, but I think the 7 does perfectly fine for that size of pot. So you don't really have to change out your tips. I mean, you could still use the big one if you wanted to with all of them. You just have to fill in your hole a little bit more if you're doing one of the smaller ones. But I wanted to show you guys that so you can kind of get an idea of what they look like. So you can kind of think about what you would be planning more of. If you have like little more small annuals, you may want to get the Laura Edition. And also if you don't want to have to bend down as much, that longer handle there is really nice. So let's go ahead and get these put in the ground because it is 80 degrees, but it feels like 85, and it is 85% humidity. It is super hot, and I'm starting to melt. So let's hurry up. So I want to talk to you guys a little bit more about Garrison Farm and Garden. So on our way back from our 30th anniversary trip, we decided to stop by Garrison Farm and Garden in Cornelia, Georgia on the way home. And I had met Carrie on TikTok and I found out that she had a garden center in Georgia. So naturally, being the Georgia girl that I am, I reached out to her and said hello, introduced myself, and said, hey, if we're ever in the area, I would love to meet you. And she was like, yeah, definitely. I would love to meet you too. So we were so excited. I sent her a message and said, hey, we're going to be stopping by today. And I would love to meet you if you have a chance. But if not, I would just love to come take a tour of your beautiful garden center. And she said, absolutely, yes, come on by. So we headed off early that morning. We had been staying with my parents and we left their place in Butler, Georgia, which is more south, and we headed up north towards Cornelia. And I was so excited when I got there because Carrie and her husband were there to meet us, and we got to meet their sweet daughter as well. Just a super sweet family. So they purchased their property in 2022, and then they started the garden center in 23, and this is their third year in operation, which is super cool. Um, they are a proven winners destination garden center, and they are the only one in Georgia with that title. So that was really neat. After going to 4-Star Greenhouse in Michigan last year, it was so neat to be able to see all of those proven winners plants all in one place, because our garden centers around here, guys, they just they struggle a little bit, which I'm sure a lot of people do, trying to get all of those beautiful flowers here to us here in North Carolina. So we had a great time, picked up these beautiful flowers while I was there, and yeah, so we just made this lasting friendship. So that is one of the neat things about flower friends, is that we can meet them everywhere, and they are so much fun and a wealth of knowledge, and it was so much fun going to Garrison Farm and Garden. So I believe Carrie told me they are closed for the month of August, but they are still open for July. So if you are in the area, definitely stop by or make a trip, because it is worth the trip. And they are open Wednesday through Saturday, 9 to 5. And I'm sure, like, holidays and stuff would affect those hours, but you can always just check their website and also give them a follow on their socials, because Carrie updates you with their perennial of the week and their annual of the week and their easyscapes. So it's a really neat, informative channel, and they are also developing around their property and adding in beautiful landscape as well. So let's take a look. Look how beautiful everything is looking. It's a little hard to see with the sun shining, but we got all of our Gara put in place, and we already have little bees. Oh, I just missed it. Oh, now he's around my face. Little bees on our agastache there. So the bees are loving it. But look how much it is developing. As you can kind of see, I've got a little theme here of doing perennials. So I think this is going to be a neat place to develop. We have one more plant to go. I want to show you guys what the humidity does to you. I've only been out here for just a few minutes and I am already covered in sweat, and it's not even 8 o'clock yet. So let me show you guys where we're going to be putting that phlox. Okay, so we're in our backyard, and this is our new area over here that we started planting this year after we put up our edge right metal edging. So I already have a phlox on the other side. So I think I'm going to put this one over here so it can kind of mirror the other one. This is our other phlox over here, so it's beside the apricot drift rose. And this is the luminary opalescence phlox. So this one's quite a bit smaller than my other one because this one came in a little smaller container, but it should get about the same size, but it's more of a lighter pink with a dark pink center. I think that's going to look really good over here. You can kind of see it with the apricot color, and it'll be really pretty up against our German bearded iris over there. Okay, so I wanted to show you guys what a cicada looks like. I was telling you about them the other day. This is a almost dead one here. But that's what they look like. Aren't they creepy and crawly? Oh my gosh. I don't know what's doing here. So this is the luminary prismatic pink phlox, and it gets 32 to 34 inches tall. It's hardy in zones 3 through 8, and it blooms mid to late summer. Wow, and this one is very, very root bound. I think I'm going to go ahead and just cut all these off the bottom. This Hori knife is really, really handy. This might have been the reason it was suffering so bad in the can, is because of how root bound it was. It wasn't able to absorb enough water. I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit of biotone on the roots. These are just like rice hulls they put on top of the plants to keep the moisture in. I want to plant this kind of high, but I had it too high at first, so this will be good. I have to plant high in my garden because it stays really wet. And we still haven't done our mulching yet, so still have mulching to go. Okay, so that one is done. Our little tag in here. The Luminary Prismatic Pink. I was just standing back and looking at this, and I thought, wouldn't that be pretty if I had a whole row of these phlox here and maybe kind of like curve around the edge of this flower bed? That would be really pretty. Okay, guys, so that is going to do it for today. I am so hot and so sweaty. So this pool is looking extra good right now. So we might do a little swimming today because it is super hot. So thank you guys for joining me today. I hope you got some inspiration from all of these beautiful plants that I got from Garrison Farm and Garden. And for our pink Gara, do not discount the Gara, guys, because it is absolutely beautiful in your garden. But I hope you have a chance to get in your gardens today. Thanks for gardening with me. Bye, friends.